King of Sports, New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Thanks so much for joining us once again here on the New Beginnings USA Tour. It's Ian Riccaboni, Alex Kozlov, New Japan Strong, and the action just keeps getting hotter and hotter. This is my third week. Just when I think it can't get better, today's card, the main event, the US of J Open Challenge. That's going to be a heck of an extravaganza. I don't know who's going to show up. Do you know?
Dude, US of J Tour, Jay White is such a given man. I love it. We are in for a treat. I mean, we saw Christopher Daniels.
Yeah.
Who is it going to be? I can't wait. Let's get it started.
Well, before we put the cart before the horse, we have a huge tag team bout. We'll see Midnight Heat, the longest reigning Defy Tag Team champions. They're going to be taking on a team of young lions, Kevin Knight and the DKC. The DKC looking shredded these days, Alex.
DKC's looking shredded. Kevin Knight has been improving each and every week. But Midnight Heat, these hometown guys, they are good, man. So I can't wait for this one.
Well, I can't wait for Gabe Kidd to step into the ring. As a broadcaster, there's a list of wrestlers who I admire, who I want to call matches for. Gabe Kidd's on the top of that list, as is his opponent, Fred Rosser, who's out there blocking the hate. Fred, one of the most successful wrestlers on NJPW Strong, should be a heck of a bout.
No doubt about it. People are still buzzing about Gabriel Kidd's match with Eddie Kingston. Fred Rosser coming off his war with Tom Lawler. I mean, both these men have been through a lot. Tonight, it's going to be a good matchup, man.
And like we talked about, our main event, the US of J Open Challenge. Who's it going to be? I know that you know. You always have the insights.
I don't want to know. I want to be surprised just like everybody else. And knowing Jay White and what a given man he is, this is the US of J. This is a new America, an America of opportunities. So let's see what you got for us.
It should be incredible. The only Grand Slam champion in New Japan history with the Open Challenge here tonight. But before we get to that, we're going to kick things off with our huge tag team opening contest.
Tonight's opening matchup is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit.
All right, Ian, the show is on. We got the LA Dojo boys, Kevin Knight, and DKC is in the house. How do you feel?
I love it. Seattle is on their feet, and DKC looking shredded these days, Alex.
Man, he's been training day in and day out. You know how that training is under Shibata. There's no rest, man.
Kevin Knight, of course, making some big headway here on New Japan Strong. What a formidable team these two have formed. A one-match winning streak. Every streak starts somewhere, and hopefully they'll see that continue here tonight. Well, I think the crowd we found an early favorite here tonight in our opening contest. Already firmly behind the LA Dojo.
Kevin Knight had a very impressive showing along with Carl Fredericks at Nemesis Tour when they defeated the Stray Dog Army.
And DKC, of course, multiple disciplines of martial arts, including the black belt in karate.
Oh, dude, is this?
Oh, wait a minute. This is the team we've heard so much about from Defy up here in Seattle.
Man, I don't know. This entrance music just makes me want to go to the disco.
Do they have those in Russia?
Oh, yeah. Still, they're still stuck in the 1980s.
Well, there you see him on the right. That is Eddie Pearl on the left. Ricky Gibson. Midnight Heat, the longest reigning Defy Tag Team Champions. Non-title affair here tonight, but Midnight Heat have welcomed back Kevin Knight and DKC if they pick up the victory.
Corner, representing the New Japan Pro Wrestling LA Dojo. Measuring 172 centimeters, 70 kilograms, the DKC. Also from the New Japan Pro Wrestling LA Dojo, 183 centimeters, 91 kilograms, Kevin Knight.
And look at the build on him. Very technical, very gifted individual is Kevin Knight.
Their opponents in the blue corner, at 183 centimeters and 88 kilograms, Eddie Pearl. At 183 centimeters and 100 kilograms, Ricky Gibson. They are the Midnight Heat.
Well, Midnight Heat, when you take a name like Midnight, when you wear the gear synonymous with a team like the Midnight Express, you gotta be good. And you're staking your claim that you are a top-level team, and their success has really defined them.
I think that they're right now already my favorite tag team. That music just got me going, and I mean, look at them.
Their success speaks for itself. Not very well liked here in the Pacific Northwest, but very successful.
Look at that. Ricky Gibson went for that wrist lock, and Kevin Knight pushed him off right away, and Ricky Gibson tagged out right away.
I think this is some of the mental games that they play, Alex. I think Midnight Heat are known to get into their opponents' heads. They will use every centimeter and every advantage they can find. As now Kevin Knight, DKC wants in, and DKC is a man full of fire.
Oh man, he's a one scrappy individual.
Just the transformation since becoming, a young lion under Shibata.
Oh!
Can give him as good as he takes him.
Took Eddie Pearl off his feet with that chop.
DKC becoming kind of a cult favorite among the New Japan Strong fans. As a boot, inside takedown on the ankle there. There's this amateur background from DKC, able to straddle him with a side headlock.
He's got a good ground game too. Submissions, other than, the strikes, he knows how to grapple. Trying to, bury the shoulders of Eddie Pearl there, but Eddie Pearl's making him work for everything here.
Yeah, nice sit out.
Look at that.
Trying to pick the ankle, instead countered into a roll-up. Nobody home. DKC, though, now maybe inside the mind of Midnight Heat.
How about that?
Of course, this is our opening contest here today on New Japan Strong. Our main event, the USFJ Challenge. And Alex, you've been on your phone all day. You've been looking at these texts. Do you have any idea who this challenger for Jay White might be?
Look, I've reached out to my contacts at KGB, and they don't even know. The KGB?
You're in the KGB?
Well, the Kellogg's Breakfast Group.
Oh.
They have no idea. This is a big mystery.
And not a mystery, the teamwork of Kevin Knight and the DKC now. Wow, double hip toss. Sends Ricky Gibson out, and Eddie Pearl now in trouble with Kevin Knight in. You're gonna see a lot of basics from the LA Dojo. Hooks the leg. Benjamin Roberts with a 1. And that's not a slight. For those that are familiar with the New Japan Dojo system, you wear the black trunks, the black boots, and you perfect the basics, like the hammer locks, the hip tosses.
That's right. You work on the foundation. When you have the foundation, you can do anything you want after that. It's a good system, and it's worked so well if you look at all the stars from New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's how they got their start.
Well, even the man in the main event, Jay White, being one of them.
Exactly.
And yourself in the LA Dojo system. Cover, 2. Oh, here comes the karate. Ooh, to the carotid artery.
Oh, my God.
Which, that is a blood and airway. Perfectly legal.
Oh.
And this is why Midnight Heat's so good. Alex, you've been a tag team champion in Ring of Honor, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion. You know what it means to keep your opponent on your side of the ring, as Midnight Heat does with the tag. Drop down, shoulder into the midsection. Hanging on, but it's Pearl!
Oh my God, and they called this move the Back Sabbath.
And it could be it. No, just a 2 count there. Great tag team continuity. As Ricky Gibson, that nice side Russian leg sweep. Do they really call it a Russian leg sweep?
We just call it the leg sweep.
Okay, that makes sense. As a Fujiwara, he can't quite get the vertical pressure that you normally need to submit.
That's right. DKC was kind of positioning his body in a way to relieve the pressure, so that was great awareness by him. But Midnight Heat is in control right now. They've isolated DKC, working on that arm. Good strategy.
And the crowd not favoring Midnight Heat here.
No, but I got to tell you, I can't wait for Midnight Heat to pick up the victory just so I can hear their music again.
Well,
Is that selfish?
I don't know. That was a good tune.
Oh, great tune.
But as Eddie Pearl now going back to work on the DKC, it appears a bullseye is emerging on the shoulder and arm of DKC as they're trying to keep him in their corner, which they do so well here in historic Washington Hall. This is a bit of a home game for the Midnight Heat. Oh!
You know, and yeah, I mean, Midnight Heat, you know, the longest reigning champions of the fight
5 minutes have passed.
They
5
wrestle,
minutes have passed.
you know, around these parts. Why are these degenerates here in
Degenerates?
Washington not showing the respect that they deserve?
Well, DKC getting back to his feet. I think it's the way they treat the fans, the way they wrestle. Ooh! They have a little bit of dirt under their fingernails. They're not afraid to sneak away and do whatever it takes to retain those championships.
I mean, you sound judgy when you say that.
No, I'm just telling the fans who may not have seen Midnight Heat before what they're all about, their modus operandi.
Their nails look clean to me. Please look at them.
Snapmare, they are finally manicured. Nobody home on the big elbow drop there.
And that must have taken some wind out of Eddie Pearl, but he is holding on to DKC. DKC cannot escape the Midnight Heat.
I love what they're doing right now, Alex. I love the way that even though he was in trouble, he was very team-oriented. He made sure to get DKC back to his corner.
Wow, DKC bounced 2 feet off of that turnbuckle.
And this is the difference between a team that is formed in the dojo versus a team that is teamed for years. This is
That's right, man. You know, they've been a tag team for, what, a little bit over 5 years? I mean, that's one of the reasons they've been champions for so long.
absolutely is a tag made again. And here you see Eddie Pearl, who's not afraid to go to the top, well over 200 pounds.
DKC was able to move out of the way, but also pulling.
Oh, and a smart, I don't like it, but it's a smart move.
Oh my God, I love it. Just when you thought there was going to be a tag.
Eddie Pearl knew exactly where he was. I love the ring awareness to take down Kevin Knight, 2.
Think about it, there's about 22 years of combined experience between Eddie Pearl and Ricky Gibson. They know what they're doing. They are being the ring generals right now. They're controlling the pace.
And Pearl is well beyond his years. Oh! And look at DKC fighting off the ropes, but it's Pearl coming with a strong forearm. Off the ropes. Oh! Leg lariat plants Pearl. And DKC has a chance to make a tag here, Alex.
Will he be able to make it to his corner?
And Knight in the red corner, hand out, stretch tag made. In comes Kevin Knight, in comes Ricky Gibson. Whole new ball game here in Seattle.
Oh man, and when Kevin Knight gets going, he is so impressive. He can jump like I've never seen anybody jump before. Look at that!
Oh! And a homecoming for the Buddy Wayne trainee. Oh! Big time slam.
Wow!
Hooks the leg. 2.
Oh no!
And Pearl delivers the elbow straight to the ribs of Gibson. And Kevin Knight now unloading with the forearms.
Oh my God! The greatest dropkick in the business today.
Elevation like Okada out of Kevin Knight.
Oh.
Shoulder tackle. Could be it. 2.
That was a close call. You got to give it up to the LA Dojo boys. They're taking it to the Midnight Heat. They're taking it to the longest reigning Defy Tag Team champions.
And Kevin Knight, the freshest man in the match, he is back in. Former football star at Shorter University in Irish whip into the corner. Gibson, nobody home, and Kevin Knight catches him. Knight, oh wait a minute, he trapped the arm. And it's Gibson.
What happened there?
And they're calling for the bell. Benjamin Roberts. Oh, give me a break.
Was that a 3 count?
And he, by hook or crook, Midnight Heat.
At a time of 9 minutes and 18 seconds, the winner of the matchup, the Midnight Heat.
All right, I get to hear the two. I mean, look, you gotta respect the officials'
Once again, your winners, the
decision.
Defy World Tag Team Champions Eddie Pearl and Ricky Gibson, the Midnight Heat.
And Eddie Pearl able to stop Kevin Knight in his tracks on the roll-up. It was Ricky Gibson dropping down, trapping the shoulders of Kevin Knight. Midnight Heat, your victors. I'm disgusted.
Oh, let's get moving.
No, come on.
Yeah. Where's the disco ball? Let's celebrate.
Our second match of the night is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit.
Well, this is a matchup of two men I admire greatly for similar but very different reasons. We're seeing a man who had to pause his career, put his career on hold, and was very candid and open upon his return about his journey. And that takes a lot of introspection and self-reflection to do so.
No doubt about it. Gabriel Kidd has gone through a lot to get here. And the kind of showing he had against Eddie Kingston at Nemesis in Hollywood, Vermont, man, fans are still buzzing about that match. And tonight he gets an opportunity against one of the mainstays here of Strong, Fred Rosser. This will be a good one.
What I like about Gabe Kidd is
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, measuring 183 centimeters and 90 kilograms, Gabriel Kidd.
he's jumping into the ring with different types of opponents. Jonathan Gresham, the Ring of Honor World Champion, one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. Eddie Kingston, one of the very best brawlers in the world. Fred Rosser, pound for pound, one of the best wrestlers in the world.
No doubt about it.
So he is not taking this comeback lightly.
Mr. No Days Off.
The top of the top, one of the top challengers for the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship.
You can see the scars on his head from everything that he had to go through to get to just have the opportunity for that Strong Openweight Championship against Tom Lawler. He is the only man to pin the strongest of the strong in tag team action, which was a shock to everyone, and then was bullied and humiliated by Tom Lawler. And then went on to face Tom Lawler for the Strong Openweight Championship.
Measuring 185 centimeters, 108 kilograms, Mr. No Days Off, Fred Rosser.
And he came up short. He's been training day in, day out, no days off, to hold that strap over his waist, and he came up short, but was so close.
While still maintaining the schedule of motivational speaking, of speaking to schools. You know, again, there's so much to be said about being yourself and finding yourself. Fred Rosser, I respect and admire greatly for doing the same, for being comfortable with who he is and being an advocate in the LGBT community. Just an amazing individual and gets it done in the ring too, and that's why we're seeing these two world-class athletes do battle here on New Japan Strong.
This is gonna be good, and you gotta think, like, you know, whoever wins this match, I mean, that gets them closer to be contenders for that Strong Openweight Championship. I know that is the top. That is the top. That's what everybody's striving for here.
And you got to think Fred Rosser, like you said, an eyelash away from, a centimeter away from becoming the champion. You have to think the New Japan committee and the matchmakers will take that under consideration. I know he remains in the top 5. And Gabe Kidd, just these amazing showings. If you can beat somebody who's ranked as well as Fred Rosser, you're immediately catapulted in that type of position.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and this here we see a collar and elbow tie up here.
And unusual to see. Oh, Gabe Kidd, no clean break there. Unusual to see Fred Rosser kind of get muscled into the ropes like that.
I think Gabriel Kidd was able to just kind of use his own momentum, turn his hips, and Fred Rosser was against the ropes here.
And an interesting counter by Gabe Kidd going to the neck of Rosser, but Rosser with just enough leverage to wrench in that side headlock.
He's got it in tight. He's attempting to push him off. There you go.
Off the ropes, shoulder tackle, nobody moves. And look at how evenly matched physically these two athletes are. Almost identical height, almost identical build.
Gabriel Kidd wrestled for 10 years before starting anew at the LA Dojo.
It says a lot about somebody to be willing to wipe the slate clean and start over. Oh, God! Oh, catches him.
Oh!
Plants him down, Saito suplex.
Oh!
But a clothesline sends Kidd down.
And we're not even 4 minutes into this match, and we've already seen a Saito suplex and a huge lariat. Both men are down.
And both men out. We talked about the physical similarities. There may be some strategic similarities here to catch your breath, get your win. It's kind of a hallmark of Fred Rosser, though, not afraid to take a couple of seconds to make sure the mental game plan, the strategy is in check. He did it against Tom Lawler, almost captured the championship.
Well, let's start again. This is going to be interesting.
Well, I can't repeat that word. Did they let you say that one?
Do it at home.
Oh! Forearm connects. Driving that forearm across the jaw now. Oh, some open hands. And Rosser volleys back.
Trading hard forearms here. Swinging for the fences. You got to wonder whose knees are going to buckle first. Too much pride is on the line.
And look at that. Rosser finally blocks one. Gets two in on Kidd. Maybe has the advantage, although Kidd. The lights are on for him. But for how long?
Oh.
Connects across the jaw.
Oh.
Wow.
Let me tell you, man. That is not.
5 minutes gone.
That is not pretty.
Clubbing close to the back, open hand.
Rosser throwing a left and a right forearm, followed by a headbutt. Oh!
But it's Kidd coming right back.
Kidd showing a lot of grit.
Powering through from that back foot, delivering first the forearm and now the closed fist under the jaw. Oh, headbutt. And this is what I like about Rosser, not afraid to use his entire body to get himself back into the match. It's risk reward, but it's paying off here as they continue to exchange forearms.
We might have a knockout here.
Oh!
Sweat flying off the chest of Fred Rosser. Oh! What a thud.
Ooh. Offering the chest, hands behind the back.
I don't know if it's such a smart idea.
Oh, Kid, look at the sweat pop.
Oh!
And on spaghetti legs, these two men are throwing heavy leather.
Oh, they're not done yet.
No, that was round one. And Kid finally showing some signs of being worn down here as Rosser takes control.
Kid comes back real quickly with chops of his own. Rosser to the body.
Goes right back upstairs. Oh, double hands that time. And now Kid down to the mat.
These two are clearly willing to put their body on the line to send a message to New Japan officials.
And the message is being received loud and clear by Gabriel Kidd. Oh, but now Fred Rosser. He's getting the message.
Oh.
And they are just pounding on one another here. Oh, and you're right. You mentioned a couple maybe a minute ago that there might be a knockout. Gabe Kidd. Yeah, Banano's got to get in there and make sure Kidd can continue. I don't want to write him off too soon, but how much is adrenaline and how much is just instinct?
Kidd just landed 6 forearms, uncontested.
Oh, and that'll teach me to underestimate Gabe Kidd. Oh.
Shades of Katsuyori Shibata here. What else are they going to throw at each other?
Yeah. One of the most violent exchanges we've ever seen, the back and forth.
Let's get the kitchen sink from under the ring.
Oh God.
That's one way you can get a cauliflower ear.
And they got to be careful not to pop the other's eardrum. Oh, God. Because that'll disorient you for months.
No doubt about it.
Oh, God, he's going right for that ear. And now, and Rosser trying to block.
There you go.
Open hands. Kid across the jaw. Look at that. Coming right under the chin. Oh! Connecting with headbutts.
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
A lot of shots to the head. This is a violent match that will take years off their careers.
And there may be more blows per minute than any match I've ever called at this point. They are just beating. They are just trying to dismember one another. And this match can be won by pinfalls or submissions. This doesn't have to be won by knockout, although I don't think anybody told these two men that. Oh, God, and Rosser trying to protect himself.
Oh, wait a minute.
Has him. Oh, plants him.
But not able to capitalize, not able to get the cover. And that is how he usually finishes his opponents.
Those big knees to the midsection. It's made him nearly undefeatable in New Japan Strong. But that shows you how worn down he is, how much inside the head Gabe Kidd's strikes have gotten, the fatigue setting in as the crowd rallying behind both athletes here in Seattle.
There's been at least 200 significant strikes between both of these men.
And look at that, they're going right back at it.
Oh!
Oh, but Rosser maintains control of the arm and the wrist.
Look at that. There's no way for Kid to go.
Has him trapped.
Oh, look at that.
Those massive arms of Fred Rosser.
Those lariats from behind and the backlash of, oh!
Cover, one! Just a one count there.
Man, this is a battle of pride here right now. Oh!
Brainbuster! Brainbuster plants Rosser, hooks the leg, 2, and just a 2 count there.
Man, oh man, how much more do they have in them?
And we've seen battles of ego, but I think you're absolutely right. This is awesome, but this is a matter of pride. They're down the rabbit hole of who can strike the hardest, who can strike the most.
Certainly not the safest strategy if you're thinking long-term for your career.
Add the half hatch now with the butterfly of the arms. Ooh. Likes to go for that suplex from that position. Oh, God. Big body slam. Now Kid going to work all the way up to the top.
Moonsault, but nobody home.
Gives Rosser an opening.
Oh!
Side of the head.
And that moonsault was probably the most unique thing we saw in this match. Full of strikes.
Oh! Going down to the second rope. Gets the lariat, hooks the leg, 2! Just a 2 count. Just a 2 count there. And it's Rosser trying to stay on top, maintain control of Kid. Fireman's carry position. Oh! Plants him. Death Valley driver. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, and
oh!
Just 2 again. Rosser able to get some oxygen back through his body here. Kid with a momentary breather, and Kid is just dead weight at this point. Kid.
Yeah, Rosser barely able to pick him up.
And that shows you the battle-worn bodies of both men as each is trying to cross the finish line here.
I think after this match, both these men need to take a day off. Oh!
Plants him down. Hooks the leg. 2
and 3.
It's time to
And the work has certainly been put in.
14 minutes and 52 seconds. Mr. No Names Off, Fred Rosser.
And that was certainly a war of attrition, a battle of who could sustain the other's best shot the longest.
They may have to drain the years of both men.
And we may be seeing maybe ruptured eardrums from Fred Rosser at this point, which may require surgery. But it was a battle. Gabe Kidd showed us a lot here tonight, Alex.
No doubt about it. Ever since he's made his return here on Strong, it's been some hard-fought battles. But Ian, how about the fact that this is, I know that we're calling this, New Beginning USA 2022. We can also call this the US of J Tour.
It's incredible. Fred Rosser continues his momentum back toward the Strong Openweight title. But yes, the USFJ Tour, that's our main event here tonight. And you seem to think you know who it is.
I have no idea. This is a surprise. I mean, Jay White has issued a challenge to anybody from any company. It could be anybody. It could be anybody.
Well, we know two men it won't be. It won't be Gabe Kidd and Fred Rosser, who are just in a heck of a battle here. Great sign of respect there. Your winner here tonight, Fred Rosser. Our main event's next, USFJ Open Challenge.
Hey, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Listen, you win sometimes and you lose sometimes. But what's really important in this world, or right now, is this. That Maluga right there. Because that has brought everyone in this room together. And that is what that is about. Listen, thank you everyone for coming out seeing us today. This is who we are. Bar for bar, pound for pound, I swear to fucking God, we are the best professional wrestling company on the planet. I have given my life to this company and I'll continue to do so. Thank you for letting us in your house. Thank you to FITE for letting us in your house. Oi, watashi wa Shinyon Pro Wrestler Izua.
This is what I live for.
Alright, keep up the hard work, guys. Hey, Royce, where's this one going?
Parts unknown. Tow Contract Global. We ship worldwide.
Why, buddy? You finished those Okada orders yet?
Yeah, with the new Team Filthy shirt, papi.
Genius. Eso, mi gente.
The stars of today and the legends of the past come together on your smartphone. NJPW Collection. Pick up cards from special draft events. Use your collected cards to form your own faction or exchange them for limited edition special cards. Check in live from venues or remotely from home to get special tickets and items. Add all of New Japan Pro Wrestling to your collection now. NJPW Collection.
Fans, thank you for waiting. Tonight's main event, the USFJ Open Challenge Series, one fall with a 30-minute time limit.
Well, it is main event time here on the New Beginning USA Tour. This man is the only Grand Slam champion in the history of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Alex.
That's right. He has held every major championship in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I hosted an event with him in New York City, an anime convention promoting the New Japan Pro Wrestling mobile game, Strong Spirits. And let me tell you something, I've never seen something so incredible to see how he turned all those anime nerds into rough pro wrestling fans. It was quite a sight. This man, we need to thank this man for the house.
Thank this man for the house.
He single-handedly sold out Madison Square Garden.
Fighting out of the blue corner, representing Bullet Club, Switchblade, Jay White.
I'll give you this. When I pulled up in the New Japan bus for G1 Supercard at Madison Square Garden, his photo was on the gigantic banner as you entered Madison Square Garden when you entered Penn Station. Jay White was larger than life, both literally and figuratively that day. But he has been opening himself up in these open challenges.
And his opponent.
Oh, I cannot wait, I cannot wait.
Who's it gonna be? Wait a minute!
Oh my God!
You know, there was another guy on that banner, and he was also a champion. And it's that guy, Alex. It's Jay Lethal.
No!
Representing
Wait!
EW, please welcome Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal making his debut here on New Japan Strong. This is a 20-year pro.
Jay Lethal has the longest Ring of Honor tag team title reign, the longest ROH television title reign. He's held the Ring of Honor World Championship more days than anybody else. He's just getting started on AEW every Wednesday night. I think Jay White has bit off more than he can chew.
Well, look, how about the fact that these two have faced off before in 2017 when Jay was still coming up on his own excursion. And Jay Lethal was the victor.
Absolutely. I remember that well. I called that match. I believe, someone can correct me wrong, I think it was Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I am stunned that we're seeing it here in Seattle, Washington. And Jay White very quickly saying, this is my yard. Both of these men were champions. Jay Lethal, the Ring of Honor World Champion. Jay White, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. When the two companies went into G1 Supercard, when you would see that poster, when you see that banner where both men were well over 15 feet tall, you thought, wow, that would be a great match. Especially considering the growth Jay White had since the last time they fought each other.
No, right now we see this is a different Jay White than before, right? Than the last time that they faced up. This is a dream match right now, and we get to see it right now.
Amazing, right here on New Japan Strong. This is why you want to tune in week after week. Our main event this week, our main event next week, the conclusion of the New Beginning USA Tour, the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship, Filthy Tom Lawler against Taylor Rust. We'll hit that once and we'll divert all of our attention like it deserves on this bout here.
Wow, a really tight collar and elbow tie-up, really battling for dominant position here. And it looks like Jay Lethal is able to push Jay White in the corner, but Jay using that momentum, turning Jay Lethal around.
I'll say this, I'm interested to see as the shoulder to the midsection connects. We've seen Jay White in Impact. We've seen him here in New Japan Strong. I'm curious, I'm wondering if Lethal has a little bit of an advantage. He's wrestled a few more matches lately. He's been in the ring with higher caliber opponents lately. I think that might play into his favor as White has taken I don't want to say a reduced schedule, but he's been taking the matches and signing the matches that New Japan has been put in front of him, and that's at no fault of his own.
No doubt about it. And how about the fact that Jay Lethal has been active for so long? I mean,
well, the fans chanting "Let's go, Jay," which I'm not sure particularly which one they mean.
I would take a wild guess as Jay White. That's why they're all here.
Well, I was thinking Jay Lethal.
I mean, nobody thought that Jay Lethal was gonna be here.
That's
what a surprise.
Fair point. Fair point. Que sorpresa.
Look, I mean, nice Spanish.
Thank you.
This is 9 years versus 20 years of experience of Jay Lethal. I mean,
but both men have fought in some of the biggest matches in their respective companies' histories. Like we said, Lethal just getting started with AEW.
That's vintage Lethal right there. Hip toss, cartwheel dropkick.
Loves that combination, and he loves this as well.
Oh.
Springboard dropkick sends Jay White to the outside. And it would not surprise me if Lethal has White in the crosshairs. And looking to get a little bit dangerous here in Seattle.
Oh. Well, you know, look, the enforcer, Hikuleo, he's not getting involved in this match. Clearly.
Oh,
he's
not at all. Not at all, right? He just prevented Lethal from connecting on White. This time, Lethal does deliver.
Lethal should stay in a ring where the action should take place.
Lethal now follows White in, hooking the inside leg, gets a 1 count there. And look at White retreating. White likes to take the match at his own pace. That's one of his hallmarks, is one of his signatures. He likes to make sure the match is, at the pace he desires. Can't blame him for that.
Wait a minute.
Now Lethal has him up. It's White. White connecting with a boot to the midsection. DDT plants Lethal.
Well, Jay White he's known for his talent, for being able to play out in his head all the different ways in which a match can play out with his opponents when he knows who his opponent is.
Right.
I mean, he's known as this chess master, but he's facing against somebody like a Jay Lethal who's been at the top of his game for so long.
I would agree to that, and of course, Jay Lethal being able to see so much of Jay White over the years. He saw the building blocks take shape on Excursion with Ring of Honor. And it's Lethal now, Irish whip. White into the corner, nobody home, it's White. Now, standing switch from White, countered into a front face lock, and now it's White. Back elbow misses, plants him with a back suplex.
Look, in this match, when these two haven't had a chance to prepare for each other, you know, this match is going to be based on a lot of intuition. They're going to have to trust their instincts on this one.
Lethal holding that neck over the years. That has been a pain point for Lethal.
Look, it's almost like he was like thinking of going for, you know, the Blade Runner, but almost changing his mind. He wants to punish Jay Lethal.
Right to the back of the neck, that pituitary gland. That was a target for Jonathan Gresham back at Final Battle. Over the years, it's been a target by Jay Briscoe to hurt that neck. And it's
holding on to that ankle.
Yeah, and looking for a DDT here instead, caught. Looking for one of his own again. And White desperately trying to fight into the DDT, but it's Lethal fighting out of it.
Took a backdrop on that one.
Lethal trying to get back to his feet here, he does, but White is up as well. Now it's Lethal ducking under. Clothesline plants Jay White.
That was a stiff lariat.
Jay Lethal still feeling the effects on the neck right now. As Jay White on the outside. Jay White back to the apron, forearm connects on White.
It's almost like he expected Jay White to get up on that apron. Knocked him back down. Is determined to fly once more. Where's Hikuleo?
Oh! Well, there's Jay White crashing into the barricade thanks to Jay Lethal. And it's Lethal sending Jay White in. Now climbing second rope on the outside all the way to the top. Lethal looking for Hail to the King. Caught, blocked, but it's Lethal with the ankle.
Wait a minute.
Inside cradle, 2. Misses with the right.
Oh.
Lethal combination, no. Transitions into a torture rack.
Oh! An old school maneuver that puts so much pressure around the rib cage. Oh my God!
With a new school twist, plants him into the center of the ring. And now Lethal going up to the top once more. Hail to the King! Plants it on Jay White, this could be it. 2, just a 2 count there.
Well, Lethal able to come up with a sequence of high impact offense here, dominating this match at this point. I mean, this is where he wants Jay White to be. I mean, he's in a good spot right now. He's got to be feeling confident.
Front face lock here. White is almost dead weight as he's able to drop to a knee. Lowering the center of gravity, preventing the suplex. And no one can quite get the advantage here.
Both men looking for the same thing.
Whoa, 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 wait a minute.
Wait, what strength?
Oh, up and over. Jay White, Jay Lethal, back elbow, off the ropes.
Oh!
Oh, caught. Complete shot, plants Lethal. Page out of the Playmakers book there. Waist lock here, and it's White.
Wow.
Oh, planting Lethal.
Now that must have taken a lot of energy to pick him up off the ground like
10
that.
minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
And both men are down. Our main event resets, of course, fans. Next week, New Japan Strong Open Weight Championship. Tom Lawler defends against Taylor Rust. But right now, the US of J Open Challenge. Jay Lethal on your left, Jay White on your right, charging in.
Oh!
Delivers, big running European uppercut. Front face lock here, up, oh! Twists him down, hooks the leg, cover, 2, and 2 count there. And the neck continues to be an issue here for Jay Lethal. Alex, how do you continue to fight when you know there's such a clear bullseye on an injured body part?
I mean, it's definitely a predicament.
And you see Lethal just trying to power out of it at this point. Shots to the midsection.
This will be this is an important one for Jay to avenge. The loss that he had to Jay Lethal in the Ring of Honor.
Oh, pump kick there. Comes through with an enziguri, and now it's Jay White rattled to the outside.
It's one of those things, you know, when you are hurt, when you're injured, you just have to suck it up. You have to just stick to your game plan, be very smart and meticulous. Don't make any mistakes and try to avoid high-risk maneuvers if you can.
And it's funny you mentioned that because normally Jay Lethal would dive to the outside. Normally Jay Lethal would attack and continue to attack. With that neck hurting, he leads with the neck.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like he's got an earpiece. He's almost like listening to you, Alex.
Well, I didn't mean to help him out here because, you know, I think that it would be important for Jay White to get back that victory because, you know.
Oh, wait a minute! Woo. Looking for Blade Runner, doesn't get it.
It's close.
Jay Lethal now into the corner.
you know, of course, like fans speculate, you know. I mean, these are two of the greatest in the business today. You know, Jay Lethal had the win, had the victory at Ring of Honor in 2017 over Jay White. You know, there's always been this dispute speculation, who's better? And we get to see it today.
Especially when they both walked into a sold-out Madison Square Garden G1 Supercard, both their respective champions. Fans said at the time what a match that would have been. And we are seeing, and Lethal's knee having some trouble here.
That's not a good sign.
Referee Jeremy Marcus giving him some space. Jay White obliging uncharacteristically. And now going in on the attack.
Oh!
Lethal with a chop here. Oh, but he's going right after it. And Lethal fighting for his life at this point.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
More of a sense of urgency on some of those shots.
Beautiful. You see, this is a bad spot that Lethal is in. You know, with a guy, an opportunistic guy like Jay White. He's like a snake.
He put his
didn't mean
hands.
to do that.
Oh, he did. What? Of course he did. Of course he did.
Why is Jeremy getting in the way? Give him at least 5 seconds. Give him 4 seconds. Count to 4. You got till 4 in the corner.
He's protecting Lethal, whose neck is rattled, the knee.
It's real simple. Do you give up? No. It doesn't have to take any longer than that. Like Jeremy doesn't need to convince Jeremy does not need to convince Jay Lethal to quit. It's not his job.
Well, Jay White in the corner just stalking snake-like, like you mentioned, on Jay Lethal.
He's relentless. When he sees weakness, he's...
Oh, God. Oh.
If that knee was injured, I mean, it could be beyond repairable after this.
The knee in big-time trouble at this point. That takes away a lot of Jay Lethal's offense, including the lethal combination, the lethal injection.
There's not much you can do if you can't move on your feet.
The knee and the neck rattled as Jay White just smiles. Just smiles as he stalks Lethal. A super kick.
How was he? I mean, that was a desperation super kick.
Chris Adams style planting.
Wow.
Driving through, but that might have been the only thing he had left in that knee. That might have been his last shot to try and put down Jay White.
For sure. I mean, how he was even able to execute that.
And Lethal trying to will White to his feet, looking for the lethal injection. That's his finishing move. Countered. And it's White. Oh, inside leg pick into the figure 4. Figure 4.
No.
Jay White's in big time trouble here.
And he's in the middle of that ring, and he's not quite close enough to be able to reach to that rope behind him.
And Jeremy Marcus in perfect position to ask Jay White if he can continue here in our main event.
And the thing about this maneuver is that whichever direction that Jay White tries to move, that puts pressure on one side of the knee or the other. This is a very dangerous. He just pulled him back even more.
Certainly did. Now writhing in pain.
Jay White needs to unhook Jay Lethal's left leg, which is what he's using to apply more pressure on that figure 4.
2.
Oh!
He might get him to give up here. He might pin him before he gets him to submit.
No!
And look at Lethal.
No.
Just wrenching it in.
This is a moment when Jay White is, miraculously somehow. He was able to get that rope break, but that came at a cost.
It certainly did. Jay Lethal still in trouble. That knee, that neck still in trouble. He may have got it closer to even by getting that knee of Jay White damaged.
Well, yeah, no, Jay White's leg is screwed up too right now. I mean, this is a matchup of guts right now. There's no brains here. It's all about guts here. Who's got more guts? Oh!
Open hand, the chop connects. But it's Lethal. Wow! Piercing the chest.
Oh! Oh, man. God.
And a hobbled Lethal. Struggling to maintain a vertical base, connects across the chest.
What a swing.
Look at the sly smile, though, that snake-like smile of Jay White.
Well, that's it. That's exactly what I was thinking. Jay White was trying to be cunning, asking for a shot to the face. But Lethal, very smart, very experienced, went for that injured knee.
Great move by Lethal, unforced error by White.
Look at that. Now both men beaten and battered.
Forearm connects across the jaw of Lethal in our main event. Lethal returns volley.
Oh.
And Lethal and White exchanging forearms here.
Two of the best in the world going at it, throwing everything. Oh!
Oh, cutter! Cutter!
Hey, that wasn't the name of the game here. Come on now.
If you have an opening, you take it. And the door is open for the lethal injection. Lethal, and oh, nobody home. That knee buckled, it planted the wrong way. Oh, Blade Runner countered. Blade Runner counter, stacks him up. Two, just a 2 count there. 2 count there for Lethal. Lethal back to his feet first. Oh,
go for it again.
Blade Runner countered again by Lethal. Stacks him up, 1, 2.
Oh!
Wow. Lethal, and chop block. Chop block. Takes out the knee. Oh!
Dropped him on his already compromised neck.
Cobra clutch suplex. Oh, God. And Lethal in trouble. The crowd giving their approval to both athletes, and it's time to walk with the switchblade. Blade Runner, 1, 2, 3.
All right. Well, look.
What an encounter.
Your winner by pinfall at 20 minutes and 7 seconds, Switchblade Jay White.
We didn't know who was going to walk out that aisle or cross those curtains. But it was a man who was game, a man at the caliber of Jay White. And Jay White now has avenged one of the ghosts of his past, one of the few men that defeated him.
Your winner, Switchblade Jay White.
And the US of J Open Challenge. Another man down, Alex. And I gotta wonder, he's had success against Christopher Daniels. And now Jay Lethal, does he dare try and make it 3 for 3?
That's a good question. I mean, he is the King Switch. You know, I realize we don't see a championship around his waist. Unfortunately, he lost that to Ishii. But he does not need a championship. He is a breathing, talking, walking championship himself.
There's 2 competing questions for me. They're who's next, and is Jay White playing with fire?
Oh, no.
Is he going to draw somebody in this open challenge that he doesn't want to see in a New Japan ring?
Well, certainly when you issue in that challenge, a challenge to anybody from any company, you are playing with fire. I'm not sure if people here in Seattle deserve to hear King Switch talk.
Oh, certainly do.
Seattle! No, shh, I'm talking, Seattle.
That's right.
Real quick, really quick, that's right, real quick. Mr. Lethal! Woo! Pittsburgh was a long time ago, buddy. For those of you that don't know, in singles competition, that's 1 to Mr. Lethal, one to Mr. White. And Mr. Lethal, if you want me to come in, take that rubber match, make it 2-1, maybe I can pop up in one AEW and do that to you.
That would be something.
So, Mr. Lethal, when you were ready, if you were ever ready, because you were never. As I was trying to say, Mr. Lethal, you will never be ready, but if you think you are, let me know. But on that note, as of now, Mr. Lethal, you are old news. I'm looking to the future here on New Japan Strong. And in the future of New Japan Strong, I predict the US of J Open Challenge staying open.
There you go. Well, there's an answer to one of our questions.
So, who will step up to my invitation next? I hear that there's a lot of free agents out there these days. Because they're obviously not as good as yours truly to where they can keep a job in wrestling.
Oh, that's...
You're obviously not. You don't like truth? You don't like the truth? Nobody can measure up to me, whether they are with a company or not. You say I'm out of line. I'm extending the olive branch to all those poor souls who need an opportunity against the best fucking wrestler in the world, against the #1 asset in all of pro wrestling, against the last rock and roller, against the man that single-handedly sold out Madison Square Garden, against King Switch, baby. Against the first ever and true Grand Slam champion, against the real belt collector. I step up to your opportunity against Switchblade, Jay White, and you too, like all before you, will breathe with the Switchblade, because no matter what company you're in, if you are anyone at all, it is still my era.
The USFJ Open Challenge remains open, and we shall see in the coming weeks who may step up to the plate. Alex, I'm excited to see who might walk through that curtain, especially judging by the last two challengers.
Because New Japan Strong has become a must-watch. You gotta tune in every week. I am so excited. Who is it gonna be?
And especially tune in next week with the New Japan Strong Openweight title. We'll see Filthy Tom Lawler defend against Taylor Russ. For Alex Kozlov, I'm Ian Riccaboni. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back with you next week. Happy wrestling, everybody.